welcome to the channel, guys. If you're new here, this is just me rambling my thoughts and my ideas. But what's going on out there? Okay, so and I've totally been decorating the house, so I've not been able to check Google. I've actually took a break from the internet for about 4 days. I'm going to IKEA. God, it's like you know what's annoying about IKEA, right? So they've got you all going in with the masks and everything else, and you're going in. And I don't know if you've ever been to an IKEA store, but you've got to follow the arrows, right, to take you all the way around the upstairs, and you go downstairs to kind of like a marketplace, right? So you go in, and you've got to go in the one direction. So we want to see like wardrobes, cupboards, and everything else. So we go all the way through it, and it's right just at the end, just before you go downstairs to the marketplace. So we get there. I'm turning all the hands, by the way, into fingers, like that. That's what I do. I just turn the wee. And I saw this glass cabinet thing, right, that you put your figures in. And who did I see? Umpteen mannequins dressed up as DC figures. And I went like that. That's what I want for the house. That's what I want. So we went in. And I says, I'm busting for a poo. I'm busting for it. And I says, right, well, toilets are downstairs. Oh, God, mate. So we got. So I says so the guy stops. Says, where you going? I says, I'm just going to the toilet. It's right beside the restaurant, right there. I says, have you booked? No, don't book. We just want to use the toilet. I says, oh, it's downstairs. Right, okay. So we go downstairs, go into. I went, instant relief. Back up the stairs. Now, where we were for the cupboards was right at the end of the walkway. Right, it was right at the top of the stairs. Right, we go back upstairs and, excuse me, where are you going? And I says, we just spoke to you about a minute ago. And I says, just want to go and see that wardrobe just there. And I says, you got to go all the way around. Walk all the way around again. Are you trying to tell me that you think that every person in that store is walking in a straight line in one direction? So of course I went upstairs, started walking backwards, breaking the law, because I'm a vigilante that way. But anyway, that was my rant. So we're all talking, well, we should all be talking about DC fandom. The Justice League that Zack Snyder said that, Aquaman and all the other films, they've all went out and they've tried to kind of went on their own path, but they don't necessarily join Zack Snyder's original version. And as we know, James Wan spoke to Zack Snyder. Could he do certain introductions to his backstory since he's doing the origins? So certain things that Zack filmed for Aquaman is definitely will be seen a difference. If we're going to get his full stuff that he originally filmed, will probably contradict stuff that we've seen in Aquaman. So in this screen rant, which I'm not going to read the whole of, it lists a couple. Although Aquaman became a massive hit on its own terms, the time frame also released visible increase in the public awareness of the Snyder Cut. This primarily came about through the comments made by Jason Momoa during the movie's press tour, which it will be clear that the version of Justice League seen in theatres the year before was not the movie Snyder had set out to create. Momoa would offer an even clearer picture of how much the versions would diverge. So, and pick up his run. So we have like the Dead King image, okay? So the Dead King, a simple point of connection between the two movies, can be seen in the statue of the deceased Atlantean king, glimpsed in footage released online by prior to his departure. I think we've all seen that in the sort of trailer thing. While the movie was in post-production, this specific shot is still featured in the theatrical version, a bit with the statue of the king replaced by a dead Atlantean soldier killed when Steppenwolf arrived to steal the mother box from the Atlantean outpost. As it turns out, this would have done quite a bit to feed into Arthur's solo film. Aquaman heavily went into the history of Atlantis before it sunk, while featuring King Atlan and its history lesson. King Arthur himself would have had an Arthur kind of sword in the stone moment of having to retrieve the trident of Atlan from a statue of the dead king. A similar statue of that was meant to be seen in Justice League Underwater Battle. That would have served to link the two films through the history of Atlantis, and this was only the first tie that they stayed in. You also had Vulko. Willem Dafoe's Vulko embodies the role of both ally and mentor to Arthur and Aquaman, and was one of the movie's major supporting players. However, he was also one of the many characters to be cut from the Justice League. While it isn't fully clear how large his role will be in the Snyder Cut, there is some indication in the dialogue Aquaman of his importance to the former. Well, we also knew that. When Arthur first meets Mera in Aquaman, he can already sense her intent to recruit him into stopping Orm's impending war against the surface. Arthur wastes no time in refusing her request, as he'd done with that rusty starfish Vulko. This specific exchange of dialogue would build off to Arthur's ending in Justice League, where it has also become clear that Mera's abilities and overall character was given a more prominent presentation in the Snyder Cut. You would have more of Mera's fight with Steppenwolf, along with those of the Atlantean soldiers present. The two failed to prevent Steppenwolf from making off with the mother box. Among the many reveals that dripped out about the Snyder Cut over the years, like footage would also demonstrate that the sequence would have offered a fuller look at the scope of Mera's powers. And God knows what's happening now with Mera, with the actress, with Johnny Depp. That's why I'm always saying just leave her in it. Who cares? We all know that she's a psycho. Right, so the previous footage also showed the movie using her hydrokinetic abilities to drain fluid from Steppenwolf's body, an ability she later displayed early in Aquaman in order to resuscitate Thomas Curry after the first tidal wave sent to the surface by Orm. Looking deep in, so I mean, there is many how Aquaman gets his armour and his trident. Right, went to hear this. Despite turning Bruce Wayne down in their first meeting, the theatrical cut eventually sees Aquaman join the League in full Atlantean battle armour and wielding a 5-pronged trident. This was given little in the way of a solid lead in. However, with Arthur simply telling Mera, "I'm going to need something from you," after the battle with Steppenwolf, this would prove to be yet another area where Snyder himself would fill in the blanks on social media. The ending scene setting up Aquaman, of course we know that Jason Momoa goes onto the truck and it rides off and everything else. I mean, as the article, which I'll post down below, I'm not going to read it out, it really does, there's some scenes in the article that you can probably fathom out may contradict Aquaman. Will they keep these scenes in the movie? Will they keep it and to tell a story? For me, I wish they to keep it and then let's get on to Justice League 2. That would be, I don't think I'll rest easy until I know that Justice League 2 is getting made, and then we can just say, right, Aquaman is a different story. This is an Elseworld one. That's not exactly how Aquaman got his trident in this story it's meant to tell. It will probably confuse other viewers out there, people that are probably never even heard of the Snyder Cut, or people that are not invested in this whole DC franchise will probably question if they've seen Aquaman and then they watch the Snyder's Cut. But again, that's up for us to let them understand it. Okay, so let me know in the comments below what you think about the changes that will happen in the Snyder's film, Zack Snyder's Justice League, compared to matching it up or linking it up to the other DC movies. The other one I like to think of is Patty Jenkins says Wonder Woman 3 will probably be her last. probably rightfully so. Most superhero movies, tend to, or any sort of movies, you got Iron Man 1, 2 and 3 and stuff like that, tend to do a trilogy because you get a director that comes on board and again, she puts her whole heart into telling a story that she wants to do. Zack Snyder wanted to do a trilogy about Justice League and to tell their story arc on that, and then let another director come in. So, yeah, but again, Patty Jenkins then goes on and saying she might not even get to the third one or the second one because who knows what will happen in this pandemic era, But we know that the second one's out there. We'll get it at some point. Let's just cross our fingers that she gets to tell her third story. And let's hope, that she stays in contact with any future directors down the road that might want to take this goddess on. Okay, again, let me know your thoughts and ideas, who you might want to direct Wonder Woman after Patty Jenkins leave, if you think that it should stop for a while before you make any more, because the time Wonder Woman 3 comes out, Jason Momoa might have had another movie, Ben Affleck hopefully have had a movie, or we've had 3 Justice League movies. Oh please, yes, that's what we want. What was the other one? You had the Suicide Squad. And somebody tweeted that they had seen a picture that was cut from the movie, and that image where the Joker from Suicide Squad is kneeling down on the ground and he's surrounded by all the knives and the papers and everything else. Well, in a scene on the sofa in the background, there's a woman lied out on the sofa. She was erased from the film, and so one person tweeted in, was that Joker's one of his women, and he dressed her up as Harley because he's mourning for Harley. But and Stephen Eyre says, well, you're not wrong. Well, there you go. Why she was cut out from the movie, I have no idea. She was just sitting on the couch, minding her own business, lying there. Right, it wasn't going to interfere with the story that much. But this poor wee actress who just worked her butt off, lying on that couch, well, was cut from the movie. There's so much stuff cut from the movie. But I ask you guys and girls out there, how much do you think the Eyre cut will change the movie? Because we know right now we're not getting the Parademons and Steppenwolf, which was originally thought of to connect to the Justice League movies, which is a crying shame for me. We could have had a potential great DC universe out there. Somebody commented on one of my videos when I made the video about is DC is bigger than Marvel, and for me, like I've said, because of the fans, we are getting true artists' work, and there are and most of the Marvel films for me are just less than Zack's first 2, and that to me is why that DC will always kind of be bigger than Marvel, because it's full of artists, people that know, a person that's behind the scene that already knows how to make a very artistic and true and individualism movie compared to a manufactured franchise with a guy behind the scenes that copies things from other movies. I was reminded by a video, McFarlane, who's wanting to try to make the Spawn movie. He was getting talked about this from a Marvel fan, and he was the guy, and how Todd McFarlane wanted to make something original and different, and this guy kept, like Marvel, like Kevin Feige wanted to do it and stuff like that. Kevin Feige, no, you've got one eye in Iron Man 2 or something, you've got two Iron Man, and the second one was beating up the first one that he's normally beating the first. That's sort of taken away from that character. No, it's got nothing to do with Marvel and stuff. I love that sort of stuff. You know, I love people that shout out Bill Kish when they hear it. And I came across a funny story that I'm a big Bond fan, okay? And it seems in the Mirror, James Bond bosses fear Anna and Ben Affleck's notorious PDAs will overshadow the main cast of the upcoming 25th 007 film, which is due to premiere later this year, following a release day. Ben Affleck is banned from attending upcoming James Bond premieres, meaning his girlfriend Anna de Armas will have to attend the red carpets alone. Bosses behind the action spy film franchise fear the spotlight will be dragged away from the main 007 star Daniel Craig 52 if Bond girl Anna 32 attends glitzy screening of forthcoming flick No Time to Die with 47-year-old Ben in tow. In recent months, Oscar-winning American star Ben and Cuban Beauty have drawn attention for the bizarre public displays of affection. To be honest, we all be calling out, Batman! You're the man! You're the bomb, Ben! When will we see you again? We're already saying goodbye to Daniel Craig, but we want you back as the American version of James Bond. The Batman! So, let us know anything that's interested you. Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.